Welcome to the cutting room floor. You're gonna see a couple of feathers here, but hey, we'll clean the mess up and get those filthy animals out of here. So this will be our last video of the series looking at the safeties in the secondary. And it's not quite the picture you would want depth-wise, but we do have some quality at the top. I almost said something messed up. But it's similar to a lot of spots at our roster. You know, we're brimming with top tier talent, but some of the depth can be called into question. What's up, it's your boy Cintron coming back at you with another analysis video. And I kid you not, that's my real name. Like I said earlier, we're looking at the safeties. We have two for sure starters, and you know, one guy that fans aren't so high on, but the team does love because they extended him by a year into 2025. But you know, one guy coming back from injury was a third-round pick last year, and we need to see how he heals up. But him and another guy who's hasn't played the position in a while, but who's cross training and can be counted amongst the safety group in Avonte Maddox. But let's get into it. Let's look at the starters first of all. I would like to start with the premier ticket free agency guy we signed this year, who's actually coming back. Welcome back, C.J. Gardner-Johnson. But let's start with the guy that was here last year, who was manning the ship and missed 2 games, but was compromised in a handful of others because of injuries, and that would be Reed Blankenship. Ghost, as they call him, white chocolate, affectionately known as that to others. But he was our leader in interceptions last year with 3, and he looked great, stellar in the Tampa Bay Bucks game in Week 4, as well as several other early contests, especially when he was paired with Justin Evans. He unfortunately got hurt with a knee injury, and he actually has his, I think, career on pause right now. No one's picked him up, to my knowledge, but. Yeah, and communication in the secondary just was overall bad last year, and people were trying to do other people's jobs, aka farm the next man's land. Not a lot of trust, not a lot of communication, and things just broke down. And like I said, Reed was physically compromised, so he wasn't able to do the best, the job to the best of his abilities. And I think him and CJ will really pair well, with him being kind of the underneath guy. He can play over the top, just he shouldn't be in a position where he's overextending himself. But he can moonlight as a deep safety, and he has really good angles, shuts things down. He's a really solid tackler, and like I said, in the lower portion of the field, buzzing around, the linebackers and making plays on the balls around the line of scrimmage / the 5 to 7. 10-yard depth range. He's perfectly suited to be a playmaker in that region, which is where he made that pick in the Bucks game, driving down on the ball in the freaking rain. Which should tell you how difficult of a pick that was. But I love Reed, man. He it's not a part of our really speed demons, but he does run better. I would say maybe around better than the average safety. He ran a 4.55 coming out of Middle Tennessee State. Go Blue Raiders. Know that because the NCAA 05 still playing, but that's beside the point. Don't come down on me for my life choices. But yeah, man, he has been a starter since last year. He was stepping into that role, but made an impact since he was a undrafted rookie free agent coming in, and famously picked off Aaron Rodgers. It was a film study pick. He really knew what was going on, broke down and stole that from the receiver, and he's been making his impact. His presence known ever since. And like I said, hopefully with him injury free, I think he had off-season surgery. He should be able to come in, hit the books running. And him or CJ haven't really made plays in training camp as of yet, but they've been steady. They've been in position. They haven't made mistakes, taking false steps, solid in coverage. So it's what you want to hear about. And especially in the Vic Fangio defense, safeties are kind of even. Their roles are interchangeable. And, that Rover and strong safety, they're pretty much, can be, at the drop of a hat, re-rolled. So I like the interchangeability with that in the scheme. And it allows for so much because Reed, he may not be, as capable in a slot role, but he can, moonlight there on the very, in a modicum, a very small modicum. But C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he can play in the slot. He can play deep. Reed is a sure tackler. CJ needs to, be better at wrapping up, but he does make an impact, like he did on Isaac Pacheco in the Super Bowl. Bam! Wham that man backwards. But CJ Gardner-Johnson, he's back in his second stint. He tried his hand at being a free agent in Detroit. Did go so well. He missed all of, only played in 3 contests because I think he tore his pec muscle. Came back to the playoffs. He made an impact. He did. Had like 2 picks, I think, last year. And, he was the league leader. And he missed, 5 or 6 games in 2022, but still shared the lead, I think, 3 other individuals with 6 picks. And he might have had more if he didn't miss that time with that kidney, lacerated kidney. But that swagger that he just brings back, he's constantly chirping. He'll talk throughout the freaking entire practice, which is amazing because they run around so much. But the communication with him, and he's still growing into the safety role. He started playing it here in Philadelphia, so getting more seasoning under his belt and getting more starts. So hopefully he can continue to grow into that role and continue to learn the finer points of the position. Maybe he's talking to B-Dog or something like that. Just the guy plays with passion, and his ability and his decisiveness can't be called into question. The guy just gives it his all. His heart is what I should have been saying. But the other guy behind him, Sidney Brown, is kind of more of a utility guy at this point in his career. Second year guy, but he was really coming on last year. Had that 99-yard pick in the Cardinals game, but he tore his ACL in the I think it was the first Giants contest, week 17, or it might have been week 18. I think it was the second Giants contest. So terrible timing because rolled over into this year. He's still on the PUP list, which is the physically unable to perform, whichever. Not saying we're going into the corn industry, but yeah, man, I would have loved to have seen a Marvel What If universe if he didn't get injured. Would they have been so gung ho about re-signing C.J. Gardner-Johnson? I think they would have. Sidney has yet to. He's not a full-time player. Utility. Played out of position in the slot last year, but he's still a very aggressive player. He brings a sweat. He brings a physical presence. He's hitting people. They're looking out for him. They're keeping their head on the swivel because that guy brings the pain. Without physically injuring himself. He's just an explosive guy, running a 4.4, as did C.J. Gardner-Johnson. So we got athletes back there as well. Just a lot of speed, team speed, added, and is reinvigorated this offseason with the guys that already had that on the roster. So we're looking forward to seeing how they're going to use him, deploy him, big dime, potentially big nickel, and he'll have a chance to come along slowly. But that depth, even with him, is still, kind of lacking because you're one injury away from having, to maybe bring in a Justin Simmons if he's still out there, and if he's amenable to playing a smaller role than he's used to. But the guy that above that I didn't that's not mentioned here is Avonte Maddox. He's the starting slot, which he might get challenged by Cooper DeJean when he comes back from injury, but we'll see. But he's cross-training at safety. He's played it before, and, with our depth there, it would really help us if some guys could play various positions because we could keep more guys on the roster. Maybe a John Ross to play a backup role just in case, but we might put him on the practice squad. Anyways, we'll see. But that fluidity, that position versatility might save us, a couple of spots, where, you can't keep a lot of guys, and we have so many corners that are, NFL roster worthy, but we just don't have the plates, for the seats at the table. Got to shave a few off, and people got to eat dinner in the living room instead of the kitchen. But it is what it is, and Andres, forget the Andre Sam, Avonte Maddox. Is one thing with him is just banking on him as a starter. Being a slot guy, I'm worried because he's made of glass and no fault of his own, but just bad injury luck / his physical limitations. The guy's only 5'9", like a buck, 80. He does what he can, plays too hard for his frame. So Andre Sam, undrafted rookie free agent, I think last year. No, he's a rookie this year. And, just kind of one of those guys you like, but he's already 25. One of the COVID guys who just overstayed his welcome. Not really, but kind of in college. Yeah, so, he's older than most. And I think he's doomed, destined for the practice squad. As is Tristan McCullum, most likely. He's still a developmental player. His twin brother, starts down in Tampa, I believe. And, interesting, he's the second twin we have on the roster. With Sidney's brother being a running back by trade, playing for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's going to play a key role with them. But anyways, that's the, those are the positions at safety and slash the secondary. And we'll see how things roll. But I like the starters, but the depth, is something to be a little bit concerned about. But we'll see how he does or doesn't do. Anyways, we'll get up out of here on that note. But hey, you're not even watching, but it's all good because I love talking about the freaking stinking Philadelphia Eagles and I love making these videos. So we'll chunk the deuces officially. But as always, should reverse those two. But anyways, let's fly, Eagles, fly. I'm messing this all up. Anyways, let's motherfucking like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Check me out at Cintron Anime, Cintron Life, or Cintron Laughs, or other social media.